Time for email.
Time for email. That wonderful time when we bring it on.
We've got some for you today.
All right,
this
lay it
is
on me.
Sabrina says, I have been married for 12 years. 3 years ago, I cheated on my husband and I still can't get over it. I'll never do it again. I know God has forgiven me, but I still feel horrible and just want to forget it. Do I need to tell my husband in order to be free from this guilty conscience? Should I just wait until God gives me peace again so I don't have to risk my marriage over this?
Well, Sabrina, you risked your marriage when you had an affair. That was the risk. Now the question is, you know your husband better than I do. I don't know your husband. I mean, is he a man of wrath or unforgiveness, or is he a very forgiving, gentle kind of person? This thing is obviously going to separate you. It'll eat like a cancer. So sooner or later, you've got to tell him. Just a question, what's the opportune moment? Is your marriage solid? Are you really loving together right now? And if you came, what'll it do for you? But I think that sooner or later you'll have to tell him, because you sinned against him. You know, it's if all you've done is sin against God, that's something else. But you say, I cheated on my husband. They were your words. Mm-hmm. And that's why you feel guilty. You've got to ask him to forgive you. And it depends on the strength of your marriage. But
sometimes these things can actually strengthen a marriage, but
sure
you're right. You have to know your spouse, I guess.
Exactly, and I don't, so I can, but I do think you're going to have to, you'll never get rid of that feeling of guilt unless you tell him.
This is from Brenda, who says, my ex-husband's wife tells my kids to call her mom even when it's in front of me. She's been replacing me in many areas of my kids' lives. She said I gave up my rights as a mother when I divorced my husband. Is she right? Do I have any say in the responsibility of raising my kids anymore? You know, she doesn't say whether she has her children or not.
I hate to tell you, but it looks like that when you got a divorce, you left your husband and he got custody of the children. That's what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, judges don't normally award custody to a husband unless the wife's done something wrong. I mean, that's the bottom line. Did you give up rights? Regrettably, you did. And if the children are little, they need a mother. And there's nothing wrong with calling a stepmother mom, but it'd be better if they called her Annie mom, or, you know, gave her another name instead of mom. You are their mother, and they only have one. But it's bad for that woman to want to take your children away from you, but at the same time, they want to build a family. Yeah. So did you give up your rights? I hate to tell you, you gave up most of them. What's next? This
is Natalie, who says, I've been married for 5 years. My husband and I have great talks, but no sex. It devastates me that my husband hasn't desired physical intimacy with me in several years. He just says that's not why I got married. My girlfriends think I have it made because my husband doesn't care about sex. So why does this bother me so much? Do you think sex is important in marriage?
Oh, it's extremely important. It's the time of intimacy that twain shall become one flesh, and that's how you do it. That's one of a number of ways that a husband and wife are drawn together. The Bible makes it very clear not to defraud one another. So the body of the wife is the husband's, the body of the husband's is the wife. And Paul said you can, you know, not have sex for a while in order to fast and pray. But I tell you what, he needs testosterone. Really, there's something going on in his life that he isn't acting like a normal male.
Which he can get easily.
Easily, but he needs to, I mean, again, an endocrinologist, see what's going on. But there's something in there that keeps this thing from happening. We leave you today with these words from Proverbs. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding.